Well, I come in at the tail end of season 1, so I'm it's kind of quite literal, but I come in at the tail end of season 1, so I'm gonna let them take season 1 and then I'll kind of go into
Well, yeah, I think that was really the turning point. Is season 1 is of course establishing our characters, particularly Jake and Michelle and James, who is kind of our he moves the plot along. He helps me out in the very beginning, and it all comes to a head when I realize that I'm dating a girl whose sister I've slept with. And that's kind of the crux of the dilemma, and then we realize that at the end of season 1. And that takes us right to season 2.
I mean, it really is just establishing a relationship in season 2 is just where you get into the meat of what's going on. And get into the meat of what this weird little love triangle we have. We call it a triangle.
Yeah. Although with me it's like an octagon.
It's a love amoeba thing. There's kind of.
We got new people coming in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
characters.
New characters. We're happy to have them.
Jake's
It's
not
awesome.
even done yet. He's got a lot more work to do. God, it was horrible. Making out with, attractive women all day. I can't do it for too much longer. I'm glad there's not a season 4. But, I don't know. With both Lily and Joanne, I mean, we met, and then 5 minutes later, we had to strip and make out, and I don't know, you laugh, you make jokes, you break the ice, and you just go on. You do 3 hours worth of takes, and by the end of it, you're not even thinking about it anymore. It's just, I guess what I'm trying to say is it comes naturally,
You can't prepare. There's just no way that you can prepare for that. Like you said, you just break the ice, introduce yourself, and just kind of go with it. And it's very awkward having 5 or 6 other people in the background directing you. Like, okay, now go left. Go this way. Go right.
You got
Okay.
direction for that?
Kiss more. I heard Dan say
Be more-
a couple things, but I was.
You're having sex. Come on. That's all
Do
I
it
hear.
this way. Get your rhythm right. I think he said that. Get your rhythm
He did.
off.
He did.
Rhythms off.
Oh, you need to get it right.
Just get rhythm is very difficult.
But my rhythm is perfect.
He likes to dream that anyway.
He directed these two. That's
I
the money.
I am one of those. Being a theater actor, I'm actually used to making out in front of large groups of people and getting paid for it. So, it just as long as I usually like to say, okay, find who I'm going to be acting with, and say, all right, this is what they look like. This is the idea. Okay, and then I like to kind of say, okay, this person, this is what would attract me to this person, and it makes me feel more comfortable. I like to make a little backstory of the character, and it makes it a little easier. That, and I'm just awkward anyway, so I tend to be very straightforward, and things just stopped bothering me a long time ago.
First impression was, of course, from the audition piece, which was the scene between Lily and I, Michelle and Jake, where we just kind of have some pillow talk. And it was actually the first thing I noticed that it felt very real. It felt like a conversation I might have had a number of times already in real life. And it just, I don't know, that made it more natural and it made it easier. And from then on, there's such a range in the writing, and there's so many tiny scenes that link together, and you got to get them all down. That's what I was joking around about the first take, making that mistake and getting it out of the way. Okay, now let's get to the second take and really get down to it. And it's just, it goes, the pace is nice and quick. We go through so many scenes, and there's a range, a variety of different moods and emotions for each one, going from the lighthearted, get to know you, chit chat, pillow chat between Michelle and Jake, and then there's some kind of off-the-wall stuff. There's a little bit of perversion, and of course, some pretty good humor and ad-libbing, and it's just, we're all over the place, but like I said, it's a lot of fun.
Well, I like that we were given all 3 seasons at one time because the scenes are so short. You want to know what happens next, and I think also relating to the character, Andrea is not she's a huge essential part to the whole series, but she's not in every episode. But I wanted to see how she continued and how things changed with her character throughout every season, and I was able to do that.
I sat on my computer and waited for the script, so I'm like, oh! What is Michelle going to do now? It was very... When I read with my buddy Lewis, it was just very and his mom. My friend Lewis has a very nice camera, so then he lets me use it from time to time. He is too kind. He really is. It's just, it was so fun, and it really did come so easily. And it really was, I think the first thing that I thought of was one of my favorite British sitcoms the whole time, and I'm just kind of like, it's like one of my favorite British sitcoms, and just the fact that Michelle was so sarcastic, it was great, and then of course I'm just waiting to see what happened to her next, and then I found out what happened to her, and I'm like, I won't tell you.